In a humble town, where the sun painted the sky with warm hues, there lived a poor child named Jamie. Despite the hardships life threw at him, Jamie's spirit remained unbroken. He attended school during the day, and in the evenings he would gather his meagre belongings, a small assortment of toys, and set out to sell them to earn a few pennies. One day, exhaustion weighed heavily on Jamie's small shoulders. His day at school had been particularly challenging, and the sun had shown no mercy as he tried to sell his toys. A pounding headache gripped him, and, overwhelmed by fatigue, Jamie collapsed in front of a house. As fate would have it, a kind lady named Mrs. Thompson, the resident of the house, happened to witness Jamie's unfortunate fall. Concern etched on her face. She rushed to his side, offering a helping hand. Mrs. Thompson, with a heart full of compassion, helped Jamie to his feet. Seeing his pale face and weary eyes, she knew he needed more than just a momentary reprieve. Guiding him into her home, Mrs. Thompson prepared a glass of warm milk, a simple gesture of care that spoke volumes. "Here you go, dear. Drink this. It'll help you feel better," she said, handing Jamie the glass. With gratitude in his eyes, Jamie sipped the milk, feeling its comforting warmth soothing his tired body. Mrs. Thompson, sensing a deeper need beyond the physical, offered a comforting presence. After regaining some strength, Jamie looked at Mrs. Thompson with earnest sincerity and said, "Thank you for your kindness. I may not have much now, but I promise I will pay off the debt on this glass of milk someday." Time flowed like a gentle river, carrying with it the promise of unforeseen connections. As seasons changed, so did the circumstances of those intertwined lives. One day, news reached Mrs. Thompson that she needed surgery, a daunting prospect that came with a weighty financial burden. Lying in her hospital bed, Mrs. Thompson pondered how she would manage to settle the impending medical bills. The thought weighed heavily on her, casting a shadow over the healing process. In that vulnerable moment, the door creaked open, and a familiar face appeared, the doctor who had been overseeing her care. With a warm smile, the doctor approached Mrs. Thompson. "I have good news. Your surgery was successful, and you're on the path to recovery." Relief washed over Mrs. Thompson, but lingering concerns about the looming financial strain remained evident in her eyes. Sensing her worries, the doctor spoke with a reassuring tone. "You see, Mrs. Thompson, there's a story behind your medical bill. A young boy named Jamie, whom you once helped, has grown into a young man. He has become a successful entrepreneur, and when he heard about your situation, he insisted on covering the cost of your surgery. He said it was his way of repaying the debt on that glass of milk you gave him all those years ago." Tears welled up in Mrs. Thompson's eyes, not just from the relief of her medical success, but from the unexpected circle of kindness that had come full circle. In that hospital room, the weight of unpaid bills transformed into a tale of compassion, resilience, and the enduring impact of a simple glass of milk offered to a weary child. And so, in the tapestry of life, woven with threads of unexpected connections, Jamie's childhood promise came to fruition, proving that acts of kindness, no matter how small, can ripple through time and touch lives in ways we might never anticipate.